The second Teiku in Talmud Bavli in Shas is asked by Mari Baravina, I believe. Teiku number 2. The second Teiku. Mari Baravina. And it's in Brachos, Tractate Brachos 25b. Soa Dovko Besandolo. I think it's Mari Baravina, but I'm not sure, so you have to look it up. But in any case, if there was dung that was stuck to someone's shoe, is a person allowed to pray? And I was wondering why this is such a difficult question that it had to be a teiku, but that's besides the point. It's the second teiku. It's teiku number 2. But there may be a hidden code here. If dung, animal poop or human poop, whatever, probably animal, but whatever, is stuck to someone's shoe, and the question is since it's covered and doesn't smell bad, let's say, probably does smell bad, but I'm saying if it's covered, then maybe it's okay. But maybe still, since it's in close proximity, maybe it's not okay. Teiku. But is there a code here? And this is the second חידוש of Yamach Teiku. That I'll just preface this by saying that during this cycle of Daf Yomi, I've been trying to do it. I started with Brachos Daf Aleph, but I must say I missed many daf in Yevamos and in Sota, and in some other mistakes. I didn't make every daf, but I'm back on it right now. And if someone knows the daf, and someone knows Shas, they can correct me, and I really would welcome the correction on this. But as far as I remember, from all of Shas, from Brachos, up until now, we're currently in Kedushin daf 14, that there is no mention of someone stepping in poop, in dung, what have you, until an Agadata Gemara that we had fairly recently in Masechtas Gittin 56. Gittin 56. New. What's the story? And people know the Gemara. There's a lot of Agadatas about the destruction of the temple. Marta Bas Baitus was a rich woman in Jerusalem who told her servant to get her some flour, and he or she, whatever, the servant, 3 times. Fine flour, coarse flour, barley flour. That might be its own symbolism, but at the end, she says, I'm going to go myself. He couldn't find any flour because of the famine. Probably the zealots, destroyed a lot of the food supply, as we learned. But she goes herself, and she takes off her shoes. And I was wondering why she takes off her shoes, and she walks out, and she steps in poop, and she dies. She steps in poop, dung, whatever, feces, and she becomes so disgusted that she dies. And if this is the second time number 2, pun intended, if this is time number 2 that is mentioning stepping in number 2, but the second Teiku number 2 is also about stepping in dung. I would really like to verify that this is the second time mentioning in all Shas that someone steps in poop. Okay? Could it be the answer is encoded in this sequence and knowing both of these cases? The lesson, this is a חידוש of a maybe of a חידוש. It's maybe. But Stepping in poop, if you're not disgusted by it, and you can tolerate it, and it's covered, your shoes are on, then it might be okay. Now, we're thinking that, the question is, why did she take her shoes off? The question is, if she had her shoes on, would she still have died? And I asked somebody about this, and he said she was very rich. Maybe she had really expensive shoes, and she knew how the state and the condition of the city. Maybe her material possessions were more important to her. So maybe she would have died also. But the point is that she died from disgust. So if you're not disgusted by it, and you feel it's a part of nature, and you can concentrate, then probably not a problem. It's a part of nature. Yeah, it's disgusting, but only if it is disgusting. So it kind of like falls from its own weight. That's the second חידוש, ha'ara, or pondering of Yimach Teiku.